So let me talk a little bit about this Mr. Beast drama. I didn't really know or care so much about this YouTuber until this Curing the Blind controversy came up. So apparently, Mr. Beast has been using his funds through YouTube to help blind people see for the first time. He has already helped 1,000 blind people see for the first time. That's his latest viral video, in which he sponsors eye surgeries for 1,000 people suffering from preventable blindness. Back in January, the video spawned a viral debate online, including reactions to Mr. Beast's charitable work and users comparing Mr. Beast to both Jesus and the Antichrist. He sponsored eye surgeries for 1,000 people already with blindness around the world, also gifting large sums of money to some of them. Over 43 million views in just 2 days. This MF just decided he'd become Jesus, says one Twitter user. He is literally the Antichrist, performing our society's equivalent of miracles through these excessive acts of faux generosity, and is garnering everyone's undivided love and admiration in doing so. He will start subverting Christ's teachings next and preaching selfish action. He says, Twitter, rich people should help others with their money. Me, okay, I'll use my money to help people, and I promise I will give away all my money before I die, every single penny. Twitter, Mr. Beast bad. Jokes aside, be safe. You are actually ridiculous. How much did this cost you? Blind video backlash. People honestly praising Mr. Beast yet again. This guy does poverty tourism for cash. If he pays a person's medical bills without informing anyone with his platform that it's, what is it? Fucked he plans to do that. He's just profiting off his ability to do so. All kinds of hate for this guy. All kinds of hate, and leave it to me. I have no problem with calling out religious freaks, religious zealots, for the bullshit they spew online, and to anyone who will listen. How exactly would it be going against Jesus's teachings to cure the blind? How exactly is it going against the teachings of Christ to do exactly what Christ tells you to do? First of all, I don't know if this guy is a Christian. I don't know if he's religious at all. The only impression I'm getting here is that people are pissed off that he is acting more charitably and more Christian-like than most Christians. First of all, if you really have a problem with the fact that he's literally curing the blind or he's enabling people to regain their sight, making it possible through philanthropy, giving away the money, helping them financially with hardships. First of all, he is not physically curing anybody. The doctors do that. The surgeons do that. The medical technology that makes it possible to help people suffering from certain infirmities. That's what makes it possible. That is what's curing the blind. I have seen people tweeting about how he's taking away from Christ's miracles. He's taking away from what should be the natural order of things. They're even saying, when you cure the blind, you're telling blind people that their disability is wrong. It's something they shouldn't have. What did you just call it? It's called a disability. It is an infirmity. It is a handicap on somebody's natural ability to use their senses. The senses we are all born with, we are meant to have. We are supposed to see. We are supposed to hear. We're supposed to speak. We're supposed to feel. When you are physically unable to be whole, like most people are whole when they're fine and they're healthy, that's called a disability. Many, many people are alive today because of the medical science, the medications, the studies, the miracles people themselves can perform to help out one another, reversing those disabilities, fixing those physical problems. And every single religious zealot, every single bullshitter out there calling this guy the Antichrist, making him feel like crap, trying to cast these negative aspersions on this guy. He does not physically cure anybody. You want to bitch about how people who are blind should be left to be blind, people who are disabled should be left to be disabled. Go after these fucking doctors. Go after the scientific community. That's who you go after. This guy just paid the tab, which is ridiculous in and of itself when you have a society that is able and ready to cure these people, to treat these people, to improve their quality of life. And they don't do it because of a price tag, because healthcare in this country is for profit. That's the horrible thing. The fact that people have to live with these disabilities is the horrible thing. You think it's getting in the way of God's plan to heal the blind? Go after these doctors. Go there first. Because I'll tell you something. Every antibiotic you have taken, every antiviral medication you have taken, everything that could have caused serious medical problems, suffering, and even death in your life, from mumps to rubella to the flu to COVID, tuberculosis, measles, polio, the fact you're wearing glasses because you can't see very well, the fact you have a prosthetic leg because you can't walk without it, the fact you can take Theraflu off a drugstore shelf to make you feel more soothed when you're suffering from a cold. The fact that there is medications to help you if you eat raw chicken and you get salmonella or E. coli. The fact that there's a cream that you can use when you get the fucking crabs. That's all due to medical science. That's all due to the price we've paid as a species since the dawn of time. Losing people, suffering, dying, living with disabilities because there was no way to help any of these things. People didn't know what a germ was up until a few hundred years ago. They didn't know what DNA was. Everything around you, the fact that you are alive and well today, is directly attributed to medical science. It's due to advancements in care, self-care, medical care, care from others, medications, treatments, testing, a better understanding of the way the human body works and what can go wrong with it. All of that people have paid for. They have earned the right to be here. You are here because you were aided by people who stood on the shoulders of people, who stood on the shoulders of other people, who wanted to help out their fellow man. If you don't like that people take vaccines, if you don't like that people who are blind are able to see again, you want to bitch about this, that nobody has any right to help sick people, then go after these fucking doctors. Don't go after a YouTuber. Go after centuries worth of scholars and scientists and lab technicians and medical examiners. More people with more intelligence than a billion of your ilk put together. Go after them. You're not going to go after these people. You're going to go after the YouTuber because that's easier for you. And you would not be alive to bitch over Twitter about this shit if it weren't for the antibiotics and the vaccines and the treatments that you yourself have received over a lifetime. Certain people should not be here if it weren't for helmets and seat belts and other things that we regulate, laws that we enact, everything that's under some regulation. The milk you drink in the morning, the eggs you crack over your frying pan, the meat that you're served at a restaurant. It all has to be based on health standards. Everything around you, everything that you are, is thanks to the fact that you have no disabilities. And if you were going to acquire a disability, there were treatments that helped you. Now, as far as the Jesus thing goes, I don't know how to break it to you religious freaks. Jesus healed the blind. Jesus helped the poor. Jesus healed the sick. Jesus cured lepers. Jesus had prostitutes as friends. Jesus forgave others who did horrible, nasty things like you're doing. all of those things you're calling this guy the Antichrist over are exactly the top virtuous tenets Jesus taught you about. That's who Jesus was. That's what the Bible is supposed to teach you. That's what all of Christianity is supposed to be based on. The teachings and the life and the sacrifice of Jesus. The guy who cured the blind and healed the sick and walked on water and fed the poor, fed the hungry, turned water into wine, made everybody's lives a little bit more bearable. How in the hell could you look at a guy like this who makes a shit ton of money, and actually uses it to heal the sick, to feed the poor, who makes money to just give it away? I've got money, you don't. Here. I've got the means to cure your blindness. You're blind, which is a disability. Here. Take it. Let me help you. I have the ability to do it, so I'm going to do it. That's what this guy is doing. And you have the audacity to call him the Antichrist. To get on his ass for doing this. Let me tell you something. How many other YouTubers do you watch that have millions upon millions, dozens of millions of subscribers that make millions upon millions of dollars a year? How many of those people do you watch who don't do a fraction of what this guy is doing with their money? And I'm not talking about some bullshit limited time only charity that most people donate directly to the broadcast for. That they're already making millions and they tell people to tune in and donate money so that extra money they can put into a charity. How many people like those do you watch that you don't say this shit about? But you're going to call this guy the Antichrist. How many rich YouTubers do you know that don't really do much of anything with their money except for spend it on themselves? Like Mr. Tape the Tot. Mr. I have 33 Bugattis or some shit. And I do this because I'm a real man. I wonder how many of you actually enjoy watching him. But you'll call this guy the Antichrist. How about the medical system in this country? We have a medical system where you have to pay money to cure these people's blindness. Every ability to actually treat and heal these people. And they can't have it done because, like I said, our medical system is for profit. You need money if you want to be healthy. You need money if you want to be able to see. Something that's completely reversible, completely treatable, something they have all the technology and the personnel and the means to do, but they don't do it unless you have money. This guy gives them the money. He puts up the money. He's not fucking touching people with his thumb and instantly healing them. He's He's not some supreme, omnipotent being. He's not magical. He's just a guy. He's a guy that more closely follows the teachings of this Jesus guy you love so much than you do, or any of the other YouTubers you watch do, or anybody in the very system designed to help people medically do. You people are just, I can't get over it. No good deed goes unpunished. No good deed goes unpunished. I looked up this guy's net worth before coming on here to do this broadcast. The guy's net worth is like 160 mil or something like that. Just in ad revenue off of YouTube in a year, he gets like 65 mil or something like that. And that doesn't include merchandising and donations and whatever other projects or whatever he's got going on. And here's a guy who said out of his own mouth, I don't need a mega mansion. I don't need a yacht. I don't need that type of crap to be happy. I'm already well better financially endowed than I ever could have dreamed. And I hate to say it. I hate to say it because I'm not even into superhero crap. And it's kind of cliched. But, you know, Spider-Man's uncle was right. With great power comes great responsibility. And in this country, money is power. This guy has a lot of money. He's got a lot of power. Yeah, sure. A lot of money, a lot of power, and he's using it for good. He's taking responsibility. He's setting a limit on himself. He's setting a price on himself. Like a self-regulation. He has it. It's his responsibility now to use it wisely. It's his responsibility now to do what's best with what he has. And the more he has, the more better he's going to do for those around him. And like I said, I don't watch MrBeast. I didn't really know who he was. I didn't really care much up until recently. But this is just, I'm beside myself with people's behavior. And the more Christian they are, the more they want to dump on this guy, call him the Antichrist. Calling a man who is helping to heal the blind the Antichrist. Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you out of your fucking mind? And let's say he is doing it to draw attention to himself. So what? So what? I was watching Opie and Anthony one time. They were making fun of that movie Twister and how absolutely ridiculous that shit was. It was so cliched and it was so cringe and it was so awkward. And part of the reason it was really cringe is because of this rivalry they had. The down-home yokels and their pickup trucks versus these college-educated, sponsored, single file line black SUV driving bad guys that are trying to beat them out to the fucking twister. It's like, what are they trying to do? Make the twisters worse? What are they trying to do? Direct storms toward the shanty towns? No, it doesn't matter. It didn't really matter ultimately if Carrie Elwes was pictured as or depicted as a bad guy, because he went to college and he got sponsorships for his storm chasing endeavor. Really doesn't matter. They're not trying to make the storms worse. Yeah, they may be assholes. They might have been in it for some press, some good PR. They might have been in it for some attention. Ultimately, they're doing it to help people. That was the bottom line. They're not out there trying to make things worse. So ultimately, who cares? And if this guy is doing this, let's say MrBeast is doing it because he wants people to think of him as a great guy. Let's say he's doing this because he wants to sell more chocolates, or he wants to be the next PewDiePie and gain over 100 million subscribers. Who cares? You know, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. We've had the insanity. All right, we've got Elon Musk tweeting and trying to be funny and making jokes and more jokes and being cringe and more cringe, trying to become more popular. If Elon Musk had cured blindness, not just for 1,000 people, but 1 million people with his money. If Elon Musk had bought homes for every homeless person in America. If Elon Musk had covered the tab for school lunches for the next 10 years. Ironically, he would be in MrBeast's position. Everyone would follow him on Twitter. Everyone would love Elon Musk. Maybe it's psychopathy. Maybe it's insanity. Doing the same bullshit and expecting a different outcome. We already have plenty of losers. We already have plenty of greedy sons of bitches who make money hand over fist. And they hoard it. They don't use it to change the world. They don't use it to help people. You'll have people that make good money who will complain, but I'm not rich. I can't do anything. I'm just well off. I'm just making a good living. You know, you'll get those excuses from people that make really good money. You'll get those excuses from people that know they already make far more than like 60% of this fucking country, but they don't do much of anything with it. Never hear of even a small yearly charity from them or a biannual charity. We have plenty of people like that. They have money and themselves are their only concern. Here's a guy with money, and it's not even Elon Musk money. It's not Jeff Bezos money. A hell of a lot more than a lot of people, okay? But not in the billions. He's got like over $100.5 million. And he's doing what's responsible with it. You know, whether it is truly out of the kindness of his heart or whether it's because he just wants to be a more popular YouTuber, what better way of doing that? By remembering other people, doing for other people. And I hear a lot of people saying it, which is very endearing. It's very sweet. I say it myself. If I had that kind of money, I'd be scared. I wouldn't know what to do with that amount of money. I would do the same thing he's doing. I'd build an apartment complex for single moms and homeless people or recovering addicts. I would cover school lunches in the district for a year. I would help to buy insulin for people that can't afford it. I love animals. I would probably like to start a fund that I could put into local animal hospitals. So if people have a problem, a life and death situation with their beloved friend, and of course, these doctors that have every opportunity, every ability to do it, aren't going to do it unless they get the money up front. It's there. So you don't have to watch your friends suffer. Anything like that would help. And that's what this guy is doing. Hey, Fuzz, raid me already. I'll take your raid. But it's especially sad when you have these self-professed pious Christians, these good American Christians. I didn't get anything. Well, thanks a lot. I didn't see anything. But anyway, like I was saying, it really sucks. These self-righteous assholes are just going in on him. I think it also comes from a sense of jealousy. It's pure jealousy because you actually have an individual out there, an individual with money, real money to enact real change. And he is actually the only one that we hear about right now that is doing the right thing, that is doing, according to your book, everything in the spirit of what your Lord and Savior taught you. And you don't like it. You don't like it. This guy is literally helping to heal the blind. He's giving money away to the poor. He's helping people out. And you get angry at him. And all these excuses, that's what they are. They're lame ass excuses. People are supposed to be blind. So, that's the Antichrist's work. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. Science healed the blind. Doctors actually physically healed the blind. So that shit ain't gonna work. Then it's he's just doing it for clout. The money isn't a lie. Money talks, shit walks. He's not just saying he's giving money to help the blind. He's giving the fucking money. He's given, I didn't look it up. I don't even know how much this has probably cost him. And that's not including all the other funds he has gifted to people. He is literally putting his money where his mouth is. It's not just broken promises, empty platitudes. It's not just lathering up people's asses. He's putting the money in. You know, kind of like how Elon Musk told the UN he would cure hunger. All they'd have to do is tell him how much it would be. They told him something like 6 billion or something like that for world hunger. He ignored them. Then he spent $44 billion on Twitter so he could keep his money and pretend to be a cool guy that he doesn't know why everybody doesn't love him. This is how you get people to love you. That's how your buddy Jesus got people to love him. That's how your buddy Jesus got people to listen and believe. That's how Christianity started. That's what your whole fucking religion is based on. Not so much the death of Jesus, not so much the fact that a guy named Jesus was born, destined to be this king. It's the life of Jesus. It's the teachings of Jesus. This guy actually embodies Jesus more than anyone with money. You're not going to get it from Elon Musk. You're not getting it from Jeff Bezos. You're not getting it from any of your billionaires. None. And even your millionaires, you don't get that from. Okay, what you get from millionaires on social media is how much they love to flaunt their millions. It's either I make millions and look at all the shit I've got, which makes me better than you, or yeah, I've made some money, but you know, I'm not rich. You know, I'm not rich. I can't do anything. Just never mind. Just know that I make good money and I make more than you. It's the same bullshit. It's the same shit from different directions. And this MrBeast thing makes me happy. It actually does give me, and it gives a lot of people, some faith in humanity. And already not just pledging, but spending all kinds of money to help others in their most difficult times. Any way that he can do it. That's one thing. You can put it in the bank that he's probably telling the truth about how he will be giving away all of his money or all of his excess money by the time he dies. Considering he keeps getting subscribers, not that he'd need any more. Like I said, if I had 168 mil or whatever, and that's just so far, I would be scared. I wouldn't know what to do with it. You know, like Lewis Black said about more rich bastards spending their money to outdo each other on who has the most shit. How much shit do you need? How much shit do you need? That kind of wealth would scare me. I live in a studio, okay? What the hell am I going to do with a Bezos mansion? I was just in a car accident not too long ago. The thought of getting behind the wheel of a super expensive, rare Italian sports car scares the shit out of me. I don't really like fine jewelry. It's stressful to me. It can be fun if you have the money, but it's stressful to me. Um, Thinking about remodeling your home or buying furniture and throwing lavish parties. I don't know, a few million, I'd be happy as a clam. Money like this guy's got, I would love to do the same thing. I consider myself pretty socialist. That's part of the reason I rant so much. On Twitch. All kinds of shit going on in the world. And the Christian right, by the way, I don't think I have to tell you again. I don't think I have to remind you. They are some of the most non-Christian-like, nasty, dishonest, deceptive, immature, out of control, backward, unintelligent pieces of shit you'll ever meet. You can see it in the politics. You can see it in your home. You can see it on the street. You can see it anywhere. It doesn't surprise me at all. A bunch of good Christians will look at this man and call him an Antichrist and try to smear him for the good he's doing with the money and the power he has. If by some, miracle, when unicorns go farting over the rainbow, probably, that MrBeast himself maybe catches on to this, I'm sure plenty of people are already telling you, don't stop. Don't listen to these people at all. Your good Christians are some of the most envious, nasty people you'll ever meet. They're hateful. They're not very bright. They're jealous. They'll think up any excuse they can to try to stop you from doing too much of a good thing. That's not meant to sound harmful, too much of a good thing. I don't know. It's like this bitch I used to work with. Same position as me, 2 feet away from me, behind the hostess counter. I hated to stand idle at work. This bitch absolutely loved coming into work every day and just standing behind the counter doing fuck all. I didn't like to stand behind the counter doing fuck all. And we did have a job we were getting paid for. So I'd pull out the paper towel and the Windex, try to wipe down the glass entry doors, or take a rag and wipe down the counter, or rearrange some things on the shelf, or dust the shelf. And she would get so pissed every time. She would reprimand me. She would bitch and whine and complain. She bitched and whined and complained because I was doing work and she was perfectly satisfied doing nothing. How does that make her look? That's all it was. And then one day I had to fucking lose it with her and tell her to shut the fuck up. I do my job, you do yours. If it just so happens that we have the same job description, and I don't want to sit on my ass for 10 hours and you do, that's going to be your problem. At least have the common sense, the common decency, and the intelligence to get that the job is getting done. It's supposed to be done. Somebody's got to do it, even if you don't want to do it. And, you know, things will be better for you as a result of it. Things will be better for other people as a result of it. Some people just don't care. They don't want to listen to that. They don't like anybody that outshines them. They don't like anybody, especially these Christians. Christians don't like anybody proving themselves to be a far better Christian than they are, especially if they're not a Christian or they're not particularly religious. It comes from envy. It comes from guilt. It comes from just nastiness. I don't know. A whole bunch of shit wrong with what people are saying about MrBeast. I mean, you want to prove him to be all about clout anyway. Doesn't make a difference if he's still paying and helping people, right? But if you wanted to prove that it's about something that isn't what it looks like, go ahead and prove it. Prove that the checks bounced. Prove that he said 1,000 people, but those people didn't exist. Prove that he got them plane tickets to the specialist, and the specialist was just an extra in a white coat. Go ahead and prove it. If you can do that, then, you know, your accusations will have some validity. Until then, why don't you just shut the fuck up and let this really generous young man with his mind in his heart in the right place do some good for the world and restore some much needed faith in humanity. Okay? So, I'm going to be back because I want to cover another tidbit that's been all over Reddit. Which is not a very good thing. Yeah, see, I never watched MrBeast. I didn't really know very much about him. I didn't really care too much. I think it's enough that there are some popular YouTubers I enjoy watching, especially as I'm trying to get to sleep at night. MrBeast wasn't one of them. I just had to say something about this in light of this really great work he seems to be doing to help others and these horrible fucking people, almost all of them good Christians, calling him the Antichrist for it. Anyway, I'm going on a little break. I will be right back. Oh my God, it's fucking freezing out. Jesus Christ. Ah. All right. So, let's get to the newest travesty while we're at it. Shut up. Yeah, you live in Vegas. We know. Come back when you got the raid. And I don't mean for cockroaches. So, of course, everybody's heard about the, what was it? The Memphis 5? You know, Tyree Nichols, and the 5 cops that tortured and beat the shit out of him before causing injuries so bad that he died in the hospital 3 days later. I believe I've already gone over that one. Now there's a new brutality case on the books. I saw this a couple of days ago. So, in Huntington Park, California, there was a man named Anthony Lowe Jr. He is a double amputee. Just like, yeah, we all saw that. And just like that video of the double amputee who was the veteran, who, you know, just a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, his video was going viral for screaming at cops to get off his property. He wasn't talking to them unless they had a warrant to be there, and they decided to block his wheelchair access and beat the shit out of him and throw him on the ground. This guy is also a double amputee. His name is Anthony Lowe Jr., or his name was Anthony Lowe Jr., sitting in a wheelchair on what looks like the public street, a sidewalk on Main Street somewhere. For whatever reason, it doesn't say whether somebody saw him sitting there and tried to report him for loitering. It doesn't look like he's in front of any particular business. He did have a knife on him, one of those simple kitchen knives. And these cops quickly approached and surrounded him. And maybe because he saw the video of the other double amputee, maybe because of what just happened with Tyree Nichols, maybe because of what happens when cops get involved with people every goddamn day, he wasn't having it. He did not fight them. He was not speaking with them. He was not going to speak with them. He wasn't even going to stay put and give them an opportunity to surround him or force him to speak with them. He jumps out of his wheelchair and tries to crawl away. Tried to crawl away down the sidewalk, and the cops, of course, opened fire on him, riddling him with bullets, it says over 10 times as he fled, and he's dead. He's dead. And the cop's excuse was, we thought he was going to attack us with the knife. A guy running away from him because it says here, Anthony Lowe Jr. already lost his legs because of another previous encounter with police. He had an encounter with police and they took his fucking legs. This time, he tried to get away and they shot him and they killed him. different angle. Trying to get away from them. There's 50 billion backup cars. And their guns are drawn. What a nice sight for everybody to see on a sunny California morning. Oh, they got the dogs too. He's already been shot. Already dead. It makes my fucking blood boil. California cops fatally shot a double amputee on Thursday as he tried to evade arrest by getting out of his wheelchair and hopping away, according to reports. He died at the scene. Department said the officer fired it low because he was afraid that the suspect was going to throw the knife at him. Suspect was tased at least twice by officers, but deployment of the taser was ineffective. I don't know. Guy already lost his legs because of you. Had to finish the job, didn't you? How could you have a title that long and not mention he just stabbed someone? That's not the point. The police are not the judge, jury, and executioner. He has no fucking legs. Agenda, bro. It's always an agenda. Doesn't matter. He literally could have eaten a baby before this, and they still should not have shot him. Part of the joke. What's with your pro-cop stance? You're pretty ABNL if you think assault or fleeing should carry a death penalty without a trial. There's more options than 10 bullets into somebody's back, you know. Remember you seeing a video of British police successfully subduing a man with a machete? And that guy had legs. No proof he actually stabbed anyone. Apparently they were only investigating a possible stabbing, but keep licking that boot until it's on your neck. Stabbing someone is not simple assault, it's aggravated assault or attempted murder, which are both serious felonies that allow for the use of deadly force. Yeah, if you catch them in the act. Yeah, you could tell that was bullshit too. I actually heard they said they were afraid he'd stab them. Now it's he'd throw the knife at them because obviously he was trying to run away. It's just sad. Right, this should have been decided by the courts, not by murder cops. Yeah, they all think they're Judge Dredd. I'm pretty ACAB, but here, let me defend cops executing a double amputee. US is the only country in the world that cops in this situation would actually unload 2 magazines into this person, even if he did just stab someone or just had a knife in his hand. It's clear you're not ACAB at all. You're using the phrase to get precious upvotes because you're a weak, spineless little bitch who won't admit you suck cop dick. He couldn't sue anyway because he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Go fuck yourself. Always some karma whore with a lame pun. Why do we even have a court system in the first place? Why don't we just give police the authority to decide the guilt of an individual right there on the scene and also decide if they qualify for summary execution? We can even change their names and call them judges or something. Wait. Yeah, that was kind of like the ridiculousness of it in that movie. That was supposed to be some absolutely horrible dystopian future. Same with that RoboCop bullshit. That was meant to be in part satire. It was meant to be comedy. It was not meant to be a manual for how the future city of Detroit was supposed to look. Imagine being so incompetent at your job, you can't even run after a double amputee. What's he gonna do? Throw it? What the fuck? Too many donuts so they can't even run after a double amputee? What is going on with all your citizen kills by police in the US? Point is, it isn't about what danger the person poses. This video basically proves it. That's how ridiculous it is. Police know they have almost no chance of being punished. I can't imagine the world getting better anymore. Both cops should be charged with murder. Yep. Oh, the only good cop is a dead cop. They probably thought it was cleaner just to shoot him rather than touch him. Fuck these guys. Just a few bad apples. They're just good old boys. Don't even try to hide it lately. They know they can get away with murder, and the worst that will happen is they might lose their jobs. Black and handicapped, like a big neon sign to these predators to execute a perceived undesirable. Crazy dichotomy with another video floating around the sub with French cops taking an able-bodied, knife-wielding suspect down with a leg trip and basic grappling. The tortured life he must have lived, and to die on the streets like that. R.I.P. Anthony Lowe Jr. Damn, that's so tragic. Police have zero honor. Someone explain to me why they can't distract him and someone kick him. It's better than fatally shooting a disabled person. Cops shouldn't be judge, jury, and executioner because of anything someone did. Well, that would take a sense of decency. That would take a sense of honor. That would take some intelligence, some self-control. Why have any of that? You're literally shooting a handicapped person trying to get away from you. Trigger pull after trigger pull. The amount of bootlickers in these threads is disgusting. No proof beyond a reasonable doubt this crippled man wasn't defending himself when he stabbed the previous person. No proof of anything at all. He already lost his ability to walk in another encounter with police. No proof that he was capable after of following police commands while likely fearing for his life. Nope, just another justified kill in the bootlicker's eyes because y'all love extrajudicial killings by cops. And we are all denied justice every time they play Judge Dredd. No trial, no data, no information outside of dead by cop. It should take an overwhelming preponderance of evidence to justify cops killing someone in the public eye. And what I'm seeing here is a bunch of people much too trusting. It's disgusting, but not at all surprising. Half of people are below median intelligence, and most Americans aren't even taught their legal system. They grow up on movies like Judge Dredd and fantasize about using their toys to stop the bad guys. They like seeing cops execute people like this. They'll even say things like good riddance. Moral: stop believing humanity is good or decent. We are awful, maybe every one of us. And if you give them a gun, a badge, or just a tiny bit of authority, they'll be dicks, abuse it, and be the wrong people. Doesn't he know only white people can resist arrest? Learn about the law. Well, let's be honest here. Pretty much every video I've seen of somebody being arrested, they don't tell them they're under arrest. They just grab people. So people naturally are going to physically defend themselves from being physically attacked or touched without their consent. That's when resisting arrest comes into play. Far left is geriatric. Mr. President, I received your staff's memo. I'm not interested in political games. I'm coming to negotiate for the American people. Notice all the negative comments on this post. Can't afford Twitter Blue. And pretty sure they all on Medicare coming from our taxes. Medicare? I thought the far left wasn't made up of nursing home patients. Yes, this is real. It's looking more likely that we will see the day when our lizard overlords ban cash. Ooh, Rolling Stone says, a federal judge ruled that the wrongful death lawsuit brought by the family of Anthony Huber, a man shot and killed by Kyle Rittenhouse, will proceed. Maybe he can get George Santos to start a GoFundMe. When you shit where you work. Popo sad. That's that hooker cop lady or whoever. Republicans are mostly upset with drag queens for promoting literacy. Ooh, ban all junk fees. You shouldn't have to pay an extra $50 to sit next to your own child on the plane. Pay a surprise resort fee for hotel stays. Pay $200 to terminate your cable plan. Or pay huge service fees to buy concert tickets. It's time for Congress to pass the Junk Free Prevention Act. Yes. I hate when people say, not today, Satan. Fuck you, yes, today. Yes, they are. Yeah, Florida wants to require all female athletes to turn over their menstrual data, which can be viewed by administrators. This is downright dystopian. Then I guess there won't be any girls' sports. I'm telling you. You have to put your foot down for this shit. You cross the line, your school has no teams. It's that simple. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too. Don't let them have their cake and eat it too. Fuck that shit. I've been contributing to Social Security from every single paycheck I've had since I was 18 years old. Absolutely floored that more people are outraged that Republicans want to end Social Security after all those years of work. You can't take my Social Security. Teacher, what does agnostic mean? I don't know. Correct. How about ambivalent? Shrugs. Yes. How about nihilistic? What difference does any of this make? Amazing. Florida mom of two sues after allegedly being banned from son's school because of an OnlyFans account. Yeah. You make it so that a non-OnlyFans cam whore job pays more than being a cam whore, then you can ban people. Okay? How's about that? Paid $5.99 for in-flight Wi-Fi to tell you this guy just broke up with his girlfriend on the plane and she's sobbing. Oh, not like that other crazy woman on the plane last week. Cancel Netflix. They just lost my business. Password sharing is not a thing. It's called password using. This is regressive bullshit born out of capitalist greed to squeeze more money out of us. People paid for a password and they will use it wherever they go. I don't understand people that have fucking Netflix. I don't understand that. I don't understand people that pay for Netflix and Hulu. I haven't paid for anything and I have not seen an ad on anything in probably over 10 years now. You find the right sites, you can literally stream, not even download, not torrent. You could stream virtually anything you want for free. That includes Netflix videos. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe too many people on their phones watching this shit. Dear 30-something lady with the license plate Mama Bear, which is M4M for Bear. I am sorry Mama Bear was taken, but you have made a terrible mistake. Yeah, male for bear. Green, can you tell me how much money went to CRT? CRT? It's a racist curriculum used to teach children that somehow their white skin is not equal to black skin and other things. Hey, they voted her ass back in. You people have no one to blame but yourselves. Had to listen to a few coworkers this morning complain about how the government is handing 500K houses to any homeless people who sign up for it. And I honestly don't know how to even compete with a disinformation apparatus that so easily churns out that kind of credulous rube. I hate when fitness influencers are in their early 20s. Listen, bitch, I was skinny and hot as fuck when I was 21 too. My diet was vodka, ramen, coffee, and cigarettes. My workout was walking to parties drunk as fuck in 5-inch heels. You don't impress me. Come back when you're 30. Again, I don't have to worry about this Netflix bullshit. Oh, I'm here. I'm listening to you. I see your little pink puffers. I see those cute little pink Kirby wannabe puffers over there. Yeah, I know it's for phones and tablets, but, you know, my folks watch Netflix and Hulu and all that crap just on their TV. They don't just sit around using their phones, you know? And I don't pay for shit like Netflix or Hulu at all. I have a site I have been using for like 10 years for any animated show you could possibly want to watch. I have been using the same few websites for any freaking movie you could possibly want to watch. And yes, if you have an Android, you can access these sites on your phones. You don't need Netflix. You don't need Hulu. And people actually pay for this shit. I can't believe it. More Netflix bullshit. Come on. You won't believe how your taxpayer dollars were abused to fund left-wing Marxist indoctrination using supposed COVID relief spending. Watch my series of questions. You're right, we won't believe it because that's a lie. How much of that COVID relief spending during the pandemic went to your PPP loans that you've had forgiven, Toe Jam? The majority of that money, that was supposed to help small businesses and poor people furloughed from their jobs due to the pandemic. Most of it just up and disappeared. You got your PPP loans though, and you got them forgiven too. The rest of us got $1,400. Dad man walking. We did it. We made it through the 300 days of January. Congratulations, everyone. "300 days of January." Is that like, does that have to do with the 300 freaking shootings we've had? Jared Leto and Nick Offerman. I'm no fan of Jared Leto. How is he supposed to live up to Nick Offerman? Matt Gaetz, I just introduced an amendment in the House Judiciary Committee to recite the Pledge of Allegiance before every meeting. This is common sense. Why does patriotism make Democrats so heated? Because when it's compulsory, it's not patriotism, it's indoctrination. I know those are big words. Have somebody explain it to you. That was a good one. That was a good one. Okay, I don't care about British politics. Really? Blah, blah, blah. Yup, here's that MrBeast thing again, which I have already gone over. the inherent evil of rich people aside, he's a bad person for this thumbnail alone. So, so you're saying that's not one of the people he helped see again? Fucking fake ass Christians. Fucking right wingers. Black history teaches, among other things, about how white people use the system to maintain white supremacy and control, and now white people want to ban teaching black history by using that system to maintain white supremacy and control. Rafael Cruz says to stay warm while he's off in Cancun again. I'm sure people are watching his ass. Trump's people caught photoshopping his body as if that would fool us. Trump's social media guy got a little carried away on the Photoshop physique today. Oh. Want to check out political humor. Political humor is cool stuff. Come on. Venice Palace, Palazzo Venezia, was the headquarters of the fascist government. See. Attorney generals or attorneys generals in red states, you can put all the bullets you want on those pharmacy shelves, but if we see one abortion pill, your ass is grass. Breaking news, oh my god. Hunter Biden threatened one of his financially struggling staffers with withholding her pay if she didn't FaceTime him for sex. Biden told her to set phone up so I could spy on you in shower. Okay. Kirsten Sinema might be the dumbest and smartest person in Washington at the same time. It's like she read Machiavelli's The Prince and just skipped the part on placating the masses. I never read The Prince. I should probably get it. Chapter review for sociology. Option 4 is so tempting. Which of the following is an example of a counterculture? Visitors in a foreign land, employees in an international call center, a white nationalist group, the Republican Party. Billionaires when they have to start paying taxes. You boys don't know how much we've suffered. To go back to where you came from. So when are you leaving? Yes, the satanic Temple announced it has opened an online abortion clinic named the Samuel Alito's Mom Abortion Clinic. I'm going to have to go over this in more detail tomorrow or something. The Sims game announced a new update which has the option to make a teen character non-binary or transgender by giving them double mastectomy scars or chest binders. The Sims is advertised for ages 12 and up. They're teaching young, healthy girls it's okay to chop off their breasts. Oh my God, who the hell cares? Oh, little Pikachu. It's no coincidence that MAGA Nazis like Nick Fuentes and Kanye love fascists like Hitler, Putin, and Trump. No dictator has ever destroyed a democracy alone. They all have millions of brainwashed groupies. Without these groupies, there would be no dictators. Well, in most of these circumstances, they have no choice but to be groupies. Ha, fake Dr. Jill Biden. Doesn't your father have a doctorate of education? Dr. Edward F. Kelly? Fauci lives, what do they know? Oh shit. Beep! Halt, is that a book in your backpack? Gun control laws summarized, so I went and bought a gun. Easiest thing in the world. He should have just obeyed the law. An ad you won't see during the Super Bowl. Jesus says, no matter how little you may have, if you share your money with your pastor or your televangelist, it will come back to you 100-fold. Even if your children go hungry, even if you can't afford medicine, even if you have no job, send them your money. Because God knows money is everything. You understand me? Send your money. Money, 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 money. Prosperity, Jesus. He gets us. Brought to you by the Republican Party. There are heroes and then there are MAGA heroes. Brandon Say, American hero. Kyle Rittenhouse, MAGA hero. Yikes. I hope somebody started a GoFundMe for Brandon Say. That guy should get a nice, big, fat, monetary gift. That's what MrBeast should do. MrBeast should send Brandon Say a nice, big present. The new Underground Railroad. Missing zoo monkeys found in house. Howling shit gibbons are inbred. Don't you know? If the wealthy elite is against taxation, then why do Republicans demand our government give them representation? Very nice. Very, very nice. Didn't this painter see this? I thought Benny Hill was British. He does look like Benny Hill. I'm anti-woke. So you're asleep? Does anybody else look at this meme and you want to punch the face in of that dumb ass guy? It's a simple drawing, but you just want to punch him? You think the Republican Party and its voters are the biggest threat to the USA? I do, and I'm tired of pretending they're redeemable. Trump supporters fall into three camps: too arrogant to admit Trump was a mistake, too embarrassed to admit it, too dumb to see it. Oh, asterisk. If you don't think any of these apply to you, you're over here. I love the floating Trump head. Tell me it's tax evasion while telling me it's not. U.S. firm reportedly offers Ukraine 2 Reaper drones for $1 plus $10 million in shipping and handling. Tax ploy. It will count as a donation, but the shipping and handling will fall under COGS to offset other profit. Smart. Crappy low-tech memes, a pattern emerges. Some yearbook in Iowa in 1985. Okay, I don't want to see if it's some politician. Just so you know, Marjorie Toe Jam Green's high school yearbook photo had been posted, and apparently former classmates attested to the fact that she used to call the cops on other kids having parties because she wasn't invited. This guy probably complains about votes not being counted correctly. Make 45 becomes 46 again. Ha 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 ha. Ah. Yeah. Keep complaining about Netflix. Doesn't bother me. This is the future you want. This is a picture of the present. Yes, the person making food at McDonald's should be able to afford rent and groceries with their paycheck. And that first fully automated McDonald's in Texas, I believe, already has been causing problems for people, so. Running straight into a brick wall, but still missing the point. Walgreens security guard sucker punches homeless woman, and she doesn't even flinch. Jesus. God, look at how low those boobs hang. She looks like she's got a second stomach. Or a stomach on top of a stomach. From them boobs.
On my mama, nigga. I got 6 kids, nigga. And they ain't gonna fucking take my kids. I'm got a problem with the justice system. Bitch, if you taping it, put it on YouTube, let me get a whole bunch of likes, and I swear to God, you're gonna be rich too. Like,
oh, damn. Damn. Fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Damn. Damn. Oh.
God, you got the bed.
Damn.
I hope you're still taping that, bitch. Oh. Okay.
He's telling her, don't you ever come at me. Oh my God. That's one of those situations. Just grab him by the back of the neck and slam his head onto the side of that counter. Describe your sex life only using movie titles. Miracle Mile. It's the Miracle Mile. Oh, fucking Jordan Peterson. Is Kamala speaking to an audience of children? And what's with the laugh? Peterson, currently licensed as a therapist, says, I'll hazard a guess, retarded children. And they got that way from listening to people like her. You know, forget Twitter. The best way you can shut this guy up, take away his license. Just do it. Just do it. Tom Brady has retired as of this morning. Yeah, I heard his mega supermodel wife that used to go out with Leonardo DiCaprio is leaving him because of it. There was an attempt to assume someone's intelligence by their body language. I watched the body language expert panel on YouTube. I hope it's not a clip of them. I forgot what they were called exactly. The behavior panel or the behavior experts. I don't know what's up with my internet speed, my interweb speed tonight. But I have to look for these alternative links. Yeah, I ain't Downloading this bullshit.
I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD in cancer biology, and I work in a biotech industry. Grad school, I went to University of South Carolina, and undergrad, I went to University of...
I think I saw this before. This is older.
Florida. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, me, I don't know. PhD, cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that. And then 6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us. Tyler, he ranked last for me personally because the way he carries himself. He was ranking intelligence based on his point of view and not taking in other people's point of views and compiling results.
Okay, yeah, I've seen this before. They asked a random person, out of all the people standing there, how would you rate their intelligence based on overall appearance, body language, that kind of stuff? From 1 to 6, with like the most intelligent person you think is number 1, and the least intelligence as number 6 out of 6 people. Let me replay that. And she's ranking.
I'm a high school graduate, and I work in the Marine Corps.
Maria, I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD in cancer biology, and I work in a biotech industry. Grad school, I went to University of South Carolina, and undergrad, I went to University of Florida. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, me, I don't know. PhD, cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that. And then 6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us. Tyler, he ranked last for me personally because the way he carries himself. He was ranking intelligence based on his point of view and not taking in other people's point of views and compiling results. But really just came down to his body language, his demeanor, the way he carried himself, the way he acted towards the group.
Number 1 is Raymond. Number 2 would be Kaylee. Number 3 will be Tyler. And number 4 would be Shada. Number 5 is Sean. And number 6 is Maria.
It also makes me wonder, did they do that just to fuck with her? Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. I don't know. If I had been her, I'd have ranked myself squarely in the middle because statistically speaking, it's very likely that my IQ is within 1 standard deviation of the mean. Such a Maria thing to say. How? Don't knock it. Aww. Cop in Hawaii shot a pit bull. No. The hell is wrong with my interwebs tonight? I love Murdered by Words. Yeah. Airing dirty laundry in public. Grant Stinchfield. This all could have been avoided with one simple move. Tyree Nichols could have complied from the moment he was pulled out of that car. If you watch the interaction, he never really complies until the very end. Fun fact, a blue whale's anus can open up to 3.5 feet, making it the second largest asshole on the planet behind Grant Stinchfield. Yeah. Mr. Grant also just fucked himself with that comment. Complied from the moment he was pulled out of the car. In other words, didn't even get that moment to step out of the car. I have a STEM PhD, and I earned 6 figures, and I use the phrase stochastic terrorism. Do I sound smart, or am I smart? You sound unbearable, to be perfectly honest. Allowing same-sex marriage is not only mortal sin, but direct rebellion against God, who destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because of rampant wickedness of same-sex marriages. Actually, Ezekiel 16:49-50, now this was the sin of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters were arrogant, overfed, and unconcerned. They did not help the poor and needy. They were haughty and did detestable things before me. Therefore, I did away with them, as you have seen. Now, will you stop overfeeding yourself and help the poor and needy, you arrogant sodomite? Life would be so much easier if the oppressed just put up with it. I don't understand. Why not just get your cake made somewhere else? Why not just make up another excuse to get the cake? Why does everything have to be so fucking difficult? Both parties are using this to make a point, which is pretty stupid unless he's the only baker in the city. Yeah. Why couldn't colored people just use their own water fountains? They were right next to each other. I don't understand why they had to make such a fuss. Why couldn't Rosa Parks just stand or move to the back of the bus? It's still the same bus. It's not like the seats are far apart. God, why do people have to be so blatant with their reasons for mistreating others? I'd be fine with discrimination and social inequity, and society wouldn't have to go through all this inconvenient changing if they just lied about it. If one party makes a point and the other party makes a counterpoint, that means they are both the same and equally wrong. I am very smart. Animators deserve better. You canceled all kinds of animated shows when it doesn't hit Stranger Things numbers in 5 seconds, and killed numerous animated projects mid-production. That's quite a performance you've done for animation lately. Oh, Netflix says, what's an animated performance that's so good you forgot it wasn't real? Okay. I think I've only seen one of those tunes. Firstly, women are allowed to speak in church. Where you got that idea from, I have no clue. 1 Corinthians, 34 women should remain silent in the churches. They are not allowed to speak but must be in submission as the law says. If they want to inquire about something, they should ask their own husbands at home. For it is disgraceful for a woman to speak in the church. Second, where exactly does the Bible support slavery? Ephesians 6:5. 5 slaves, obey your earthly masters with respect and fear, and with sincerity of heart, just as you would obey Christ. Third, God does not smite children for calling people bald. 2 Kings 2:23-24. From there Elisha went up to Bethel. As he was walking along the road, some boys came out of town and jeered at him. "Get out of here, Baldy," they said. "Get out of here, Baldy." He turned around, looked at them, and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. Then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys. I suggest reading your Bible if you're going to believe in it. Found on Are Bisexual, both valid and savage. Ooh. No, it's fine. I understand. Thank you. One less person to hide secrets from. I don't think you're bisexual, though. I accept you as you are, but I don't think you're bisexual. We need a new term for bisexual who has zero game with every gender. Lucas, I'm gonna kill you. Okay. A lie travels halfway around the world before the truth is able to put on its pants. Muslims force little girls into marriage, but that's okay because, as Democrats always say, it doesn't matter who you love. And it's not like these girls are babies and don't know what yes and no mean. Marriage equality. This picture is of a mass wedding in Gaza, where the grooms are holding hands with their cousins and little sisters, like bridesmaids. The brides of the grooms are elsewhere at the time. The girls are there to see their brothers, their uncles, and their cousins get married. Never were they ever going to be married. The legal age of consent in Israel is 16. The IDF would have a field day if what you said were true. You're a dumbass. No one will know you've had an abortion unless you tell them, so long as you're not using medications vaginally that would be seen on a pelvic exam when you go. Pass it on, tell a friend. That's actually false. Hold my beer, folks. Captain Matt is going to tell the gynecologist how it works. Okay, I'm getting tired. And I don't think my heat's working. It is fucking freezing in here. I will be back. Bye-bye.